You're watching the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade on WSAV. Sponsored by Zero's Hard Beverages and by Hogs Golf Carts and ATV.
Welcome back, everybody. That's a familiar sound, isn't it?
Yes.
We have the aliens are in their buggies right now.
Oh, we do. You know what? One year, Singer, get on one of these.
I
Get
would
in
love
one of
to
these.
see
I don't
if
think
I
it's
fit
fit for
him.
two.
You know, people don't know that I'm 6'4".
Yeah, you're very tall.
I usually just sit behind a desk, but I don't know if I can fit in that or not. I'd love to try.
Not enough leg room, right?
Yeah, right. I guess I can just put Fred Flintstone in, just put my feet outside.
Yeah, these guys really know how to pump up the crowd. We have the director's staff. I mean, they have so many entries. The Ailey Dune Cats. They sell raffle tickets all year round at different events as their main fundraiser.
We're going to test Dr. Keeley's mic here real quick. Say something.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
it's
Okay,
working.
we
It's
can
working now.
But you can't hear us. Okay. We're going to get that. We're going to get that technical issue resolved.
Two side fives there from the Dune Cat unit. And you know, they're a favorite every single year. Now we see the Ailey Shriners Director's Staff unit. The Director's Staff is the third unit formed by Ailey. Members lead the ceremonies and raise a great deal of money for children's hospitals. And we appreciate all of the work that they do. And right behind them, we see the Girl Scouts of Savannah.
How appropriate, founded right here in Savannah, Georgia.
Now,
Juliette Gordon-Lowe.
last
Actually, we're in her square. The square where she founded where she lived with her husband when she founded the Girl Scouts is right across from us here. We could throw a stone and hit it. It's a museum you can tour.
Now, you know, last year, Ben, we had some of the Girl Scouts behind us, and they gave us cookies.
Yeah,
Remember
they sure
that?
did.
So, Alexis, who do you have right now?
Well, since you mentioned cookies,
Yeah.
I happen to have the cookie people. We're here with the Girl Scouts. How you doing?
We're doing great.
Well, I love seeing you guys in the parade. How important it is for you, for the Girl Scouts, a Savannah institution, to take part in another Savannah
It is so
institution?
important. You know, this is our 112th birthday, so we're right there with the parade.
And what have you guys done in preparation to get ready for today? I see all the girls having a good time and selling cookies.
Well, they have been selling cookies, and then we have the float behind us, and all the girls love to ride in the float and talk about Girl Scouts.
And what can we tell people that maybe they don't know about Girl Scouts, why it's such a wonderful group to join?
You know, I think so many times that people think about cookies, but we're so much more than that. We're a leadership program, and our girls are everything from astronauts to, we hope, president one day.
We definitely hope that. All right, you guys, let's give a happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody at home, okay? On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
We'll send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Alexis. And you know, they provide educational and leadership opportunities to young girls. They serve more than 13,000 girls and 5,000 adults in 122 counties in Georgia.
It's so cool that they are marching past the Andrew Lowe House where it all began for
Yes.
the Girl Scouts of America. And
And
Andrew Lowe was actually, we talked about the Irish potato famine earlier on. He was from Scotland, but he was one of the leaders in Savannah as regards fundraising to help the Irish survive the potato famine. So there were collections made at City Hall in Savannah, and Andrew Lowe was right in the middle of that effort. So the Irish are indebted to him. And he also was the guy who, when Irish ships were landing in Savannah, many of them were received by his company, Andrew Lowe and Company. They were called a factor company. They're kind of middlemen facilitating the port. So lots of Irish connections to the Andrew Lowe House.
So there was an effort to support those immigrants who were arriving here.
Yes.
At that time. How special.
you can learn something here when you watch us, right? It's not just fun and games. You learn so much about Savannah and about our connections to Ireland. Okay, we're taking a look at the U.S. Marines right now. Thank you so much for your service. We're going to toss it to Patty. Patty, who do you have?
Hey everybody, I'm here with Jill Jouch with Clearwave Fiber, one of our wonderful sponsors here today for the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade. Jill, it's great to have you here. You've been in Savannah a long time, so I know you're excited to be a part of this parade.
I love being part of the parade. I've been here since '96. I was lucky enough to be in the parade for 8 years.
Wow.
Now I'm just a spectator, you know, lowly spectator, but it's awesome. I love all the green. I love all the excitement. I love being here with WSAV.
Well, we're glad that you're here too. So tell us about Clearwave Fiber and why this company wanted to be part of an event like this.
Well, you know, parades are all about connecting people and connecting with each other and the community and the people in the parade. And that's what Clearwave Fiber is about. We connect people through the internet. We serve homes and businesses all over Savannah, Hinesville, Pooler, all over the area, and it's just important to connect, and that's what we do.
And a great way to bring that message home here at the parade.
Of
so
course,
we have to
yeah.
have you say Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. You
Happy
ready?
St. Patrick's Day. Aaron Gobra.
There you go. Thank you, Jill. Thank you, Clearwave Fiber. We appreciate y'all.
Thanks.
Aaron Go Bra. Ireland forever, correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Loving that phrase.
Okay, we see 1790 right there, standing, waiting to step off. And, you know, that's a place that has a lot of haunted history.
I mean, yes.
Really?
Yes. And also delicious food.
Delicious food. Delicious food. I remember them telling me the story of when Miley Cyrus was in town and she spent the night there.
Oh.
And she said that either her boots or something was moved when in the middle of the night.
Interesting.
Yeah, so apparently, you know, and if you walk by on the top floor, you'll see a figure in the window.
I'm going to make that, I'm going to do that this year. I've only eaten at the restaurant. I haven't been to the upper floor.
There?
So I'm gonna, yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay.
A little
See what
ghost hunting.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Happens,
yeah.
right? Good luck.
I may see you next year. I may not.
That's right.
So we were talking about 1790, famous Savannah Inn and Restaurant, offering fine dining and lodging for more than a century now. And right now we're taking a look at just some of the folks here in Lafayette Square. I mean, it is elbow to elbow here, standing room only, although some folks are sitting, but you get what I'm saying.
It's a tailgate. It's a family reunion. It's all of the above. All right. Well, there's a little lull in the parade here. We're waiting for things to get moving. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of WSAV's live coverage of St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. Stay with us.
You're watching the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade on WSAV. Sponsored by Zero's Hard Beverages and by iHeart Dental.
And welcome back to our coverage of Savannah's 200th anniversary of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. We are here in Lafayette Square as we have been in years past, but what's new this year for us at least is Professor Keeley, who is our color commentator this year, providing us with so much insight and information concerning Ireland and Savannah's connection and our area's connection.
What a thrill to be here, and what a beautiful, beautiful bit of weather to celebrate this extraordinary bicentennial parade. And what has just gone by us is Jameson Irish whiskey.
What do you know about that?
We're not drinking any right now, we promise, but
Not yet.
maybe a little will pass our lips later on. Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, Irish whiskey, you know, that word whiskey comes from the Irish language term Ishka Baha. Ishka Baha. Ishka means water and Baha means life. So the water of life, Irish whiskey.
Learning here.
And one little difference between Irish and Scots whiskey is the spelling. So you'll notice that in Irish whiskey there's an E towards the end, W-H-I-S-K-E-Y. In Scots whiskey they drop the E.
Really?
Yeah, so that's how you know which is which.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Look at the people spilling out into the street here for an entry that is coming up the
we love
road
that.
here. This is one of the fan favorites every year. The Junkanoo tribe from Nassau, Bahamas. Barabbas and the crew are here. They are courteous. The Crab Shack brings them here every year, as they have for decades now. Captain Jack Flanagan, doing awesome business out there. And they actually, a lot of people don't know this, but they perform. They come a week in advance, and they perform daily at the Crab Shack. So it's a great way to see them in person. You'll be sitting at a table, and they are marching by you. It's really special.
And look at their elaborate costumes. And I believe somebody made a costume. Remember the year in honor of breast cancer? And
Yes, a pink one.
Yes,
Yes.
a pink one.
Yes.
And I believe that I saw someone in pink just a few moments ago, but they always bring the excitement to our area. And we're so glad that they continue to come here every year. One of the highlighted members of the group is Quentin Woodside.
In the middle of that color, I see a shamrock.
Yes.
And there's Barabbas right there.
So they're having a good time. I wonder, are they going to talk to him?
Should we go to Patty? That is Barabbas.
I guess they just gave him some high fives. And they're just going to shake their shamrocks, right? The Junkanoos.
One of the high energy elements of our parade.
And the Crab Shack celebrating 40 years. We marked that anniversary several months ago, and it was also Captain Jack's 90th birthday. We're hoping to see him on the float this year. Actually, I do see him. The TV audience can't see it yet. But Captain Jack is right up front this year in his signature cap. So wait for that in just a moment.
Happy birthday to him.
There's Captain Jack right there. Shades on. Got the
So
cap.
cool. Look at it.
I don't know if I'd recognize him without the hat, to be honest.
And he's 90?
90 years young.
Looks great.
Isn't that amazing? That's such a tradition for a lot of folks who visit Tybee for the day or for the week. The Crab Shack is a must.
Yes, it is.
He's having a little bit of fun.
Yes.
I think he's the mayor of fun.
I love that.
That guy's having a good time.
I think we all need one of those pieces of headgear.
So Professor Keeley, we've had a chance to shout out people, you know, and our families, our friends who come from near and far. Who do you want to give a shout out to today?
Well, I really want to say hi to our friends at Savannah Economic Development Authority, and particularly World Trade Center Savannah. We've been privileged to partner with them on an initiative called Trade Bridge, which is giving a great opportunity for Savannah and coastal Georgia businesses to get a footprint in Ireland and then beyond Ireland into the larger European Union. That is the largest single marketplace in the world. And it's so cool that our World Trade Center here in Savannah is taking the lead. I was talking to Lee Ryan from World Trade Center last evening. I'm not going to remember exactly what she told me, but recently they were at the International Conference of World Trade Centers. At our Savannah, World Trade Center won 2 really big awards. So big shout out to them because they are building that Savannah-Ireland relationship into the future. And I think that's the thing. Today is a day, or this whole month of activity, we are really foregrounding Ireland, but there are a lot of hard-working people that are doing the lift between Savannah and Ireland every day of the year. And World Trade Center is definitely one of those. St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee is another of those. Nothing like what we're watching today happens by accident. So we're really grateful to, and I thank you for the opportunity to give a shout out, because those folks at World Trade Center, that's a small team, but they are mighty and they're getting things done.
I love that. I love that. We see Yates Astro right now, but before we saw them, we saw the Vietnam Veterans of America. We can't, miss them, because Chapter 671, local veterans organizations with 137 members and 43 associate members. They've been participating in the parade for the last 26 years, and of course, we thank them all for their service.
100%.
Here we have Gary Lumber. That seems like an Irish name to me. Yes or no?
Me too, me too. We were talking earlier about that special connection between Savannah and County Wexford. And the reason that ships from County Wexford first came to Savannah was not actually to bring immigrants from Ireland here, it was actually to come here and get lumber.
Oh, wow.
So Ireland is a very timber poor country. And in 1845, Andrew Lowe, and we're in Lafayette Square, just opposite the Andrew Lowe House. He was in touch with some shipping companies in Wexford, and he said, we've got lots of timber, pine and oak timbers on the dock in Savannah, please come. And so that's how that connection, such an important connection historically, between Savannah and Southeast Ireland began.
That's so interesting.
And
because, you see our old maps of Savannah, and you see that it looks like they cut out the city out of the timber, if the maps are to be believed,
yes.
right?
Yeah, they were timbering, for example, the Ogeechee River Basin at that time. So it was, yes, it was trade. We were just talking about trade bridge, but it was trade that made that connection in the first place. So absolutely fascinating.
And that's why you're here, because you're the expert. Who else can say lumber and you just make a connection,
and
right?
I will count myself among those who just learned something right now that I did not know about Savannah. I think that's fascinating. Or
I'm just your resident nerd.
We're grateful for it.
We are. Right now we're taking a look at New Hampstead's Blazing Brigade out of Bloomingdale. They have been a part of this parade since 2016. This is a young band and only 1 year old. New Hampstead continues to grow and improve. The New Hampstead Blazing Brigade won straight superior ratings in and best in class at the East Georgia Marching Championship in Statesboro last year in 2023.
That's a great achievement right out of the gate.
The director is Alan Weathers.
WSAV is proud to partner with J. Parker Limited, who's provided the St. Patrick's Day apparel our coverage crews are wearing today. J. Parker Limited, now with 4 Savannah locations, including the new J. Parker Ladies Store in 12 Oaks and in Old Town Bluffton.
Welcome back, everybody. We continue our celebration of St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. Look at Renegade's Paws Rescue making its way down the trail with what else? Some rescue dogs that are probably, should we just adopt those today? What do you think?
I love them.
Yeah, I hope my wife is not watching because I'm going to get a text.
Yeah, you might have a new family member coming up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, here we are in Lafayette Square. It's one of the most Irish squares in Savannah, Georgia, because we have the Andrew Lowe House. We talked about Andrew Lowe's connection, and we're sitting here facing Flannery O'Connor's childhood home. The O'Connors were a family that emigrated here from Wexford, Ireland, and the Flannery in her name is connected with the Flannery clan who came from County Tipperary. And the story goes that they called her Flannery O'Connor because the O'Connors at that point were not particularly wealthy. But the Flannerys were.
So you just got to put your stamp on it.
You know,
by the way,
right. So my name should have been Mercedes Gusby, right?
Yes. Yeah. So I guess the calculus for her parents was that their rich relatives, the Flannerys, might be a little bit of a financial help, and in fact they were. So it was a good bet. It was a good bet. Of course, Flannery O'Connor, one of the great Southern writers, and she went to St. Vincent. She attended the cathedral, and I mean, if somebody was literally growing up in the shadow of the cathedral, she was. So yeah, wonderful. And of course, our friends at Emory University, they have the great Flannery O'Connor archive, and something that's been so wonderful is they have given our Georgia Southern students special permission to go to Emory and use that archive, because we're the Savannah-based university, or one of them, and I think that just shows the generosity of one university to the other, and we had a wonderful signing ceremony. It's been a while, and that connection is super strong, so shout out to Emory for supporting Georgia Southern. You know, sometimes people think that universities are in competition, but we're all in the same business, and that's to lift our young people. And so, so I like to think of that fact in terms of the Flannery O'Connor House that we're watching right now as we're commenting on this amazing parade.
And we are taking a look now at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection pipes and drums. We just saw them out of Ohio, Port Clinton, Ohio. Now this is the Coast Guard, the U.S. Coast Guard. They've been participating in this parade for the past 25 years.
Of course, we rely on them. I see their helicopters every time I'm at the beach. I'm thankful for them, because I know that there's something that I shouldn't be exposed to. They're going to tell me.
Yes.
And that helicopter has been flying over the parade every so often, and yeah, absolute shout out to our Coast Guard.
You know, I'm terrified of flying, but I did have a chance years ago to fly in one of the helicopters with the Coast Guard, and it was an amazing experience.
They're so talented.
They are.
So I wonder if we might, you know, because we are celebrating the 200th anniversary of the first parade, and that original procession went to what is now Moon River Brewing on Bay Street, over to what was Liberty Square, which is now a parking garage and Chatham County Courthouse.
Yes.
But so we really don't have any pictures of that old St. John's Church that was there, at least none that I could find through the Historical Society or other organizations that have tried to put together tributes this year. I mean, I don't know if we really know what that church looked like, do we?
I don't think so. We know that it was a wood frame building. Okay. We know that on that first parade, there was an overflow crowd. They were in Liberty Square. We know it was raining, unlike today. But maybe we could do a little bit of on-air crowdsourcing. So if somebody who's watching, they may have some kind of artifact that would give us a sense of that.
Probably a drawing.
Of that church. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a rendering, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so this is a good time for us to take a break. We'll be right back with WSAV's coverage of Savannah's 200th St. Patrick's Day celebration.
You're watching the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade on WSAV. Sponsored by Zero's Hard Beverages and by Patel Law Firm.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are just back in time to see the Ailey Clowns.
How nice.
Yes, one of my favorite entries. Oh,
there he is.
There he is. The
we need a
famous
close-up
belly
on that.
dancer.
Come on now.
Yeah, come on.
Y'all.
And he has kisses on his belly.
He sure does. There. Okay, there's
All
another,
right.
oh, yeah, there's another one. Yeah, we really need to find out his name one of these years.
We do.
Because he's the star of the show.
And see, the one with the jewel in his tummy, you know, he needs to pick up a little and get some more kisses
Now, that's
and
the
stuff
gold
like that.
standard
So
right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
All right, I think your wish for a close-up is coming true.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting
I mean,
for
I
him to
just
wind it up.
wonder if their meetings are this much fun. You know what I mean? Like, what must it look like to be a fly on the wall?
I know, right? To be in the boardroom with the Ailey Shriners. Okay, so somebody is
Don't
getting
fall.
some.
Oh gosh. Oh, we got to read. Oh, we've got a little theatrical thing going
Yeah.
on here. I hope.
And that's Savannah's response team.
Okay,
so, yeah,
that makes sense.
That makes
okay,
sense.
they had me worried for a fraction of a second here.
See, I love this wonderful overview, but with this, you don't see exactly how many people are on these streets. You're thinking, okay, I see a few here and there. No.
Yeah, the crowd is deep.
Seriously, yeah, it is so deep.
Sky 3, Air 3, WSAV Air, and what do we call them?
What are we calling this? Fantastic 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Keystone Cops.
Chopper 3.
I like that.
Now this, can't we sign up people to be arrested by them, right? Is that
Can
the point?
we?
Like,
Is
don't
that
you
a
say
thing?
arrest
Can
them
we
and then
do?
you
Because
pay
I
money
have-
to get out and then it
yeah,
goes to
I
charity?
have some names.
I could give you 50
Okay.
right now. I got the jams too.
You can't go wrong with Rick James, right?
No,
True thing.
could be on a loop. Rick James on a loop.
Is that the Joker behind bars on this paddy wagon? See that? Is that the Joker?
I think so. Now, I wish we could get a shot of our square in the hospitality area here where the people who aren't working are hanging out, because there's a scaffolding that's, about 10, 12 feet in the
Yeah.
air, and I think there's too many people on it to be honest.
You know, don't call that to the attention of the fire marshal,
Yeah,
okay?
for real.
Yeah.
For real.
But there's a big crowd here, and that's the best
Yeah,
place
'cause
to
it's
see
a
the
bird's
parade.
eye view, for
It's
sure.
a bird's eye view.
It's a big crowd, and it's a joyful crowd.
It is, and that's the thing. It feels so good this year. I'm not just talking about the weather. I'm just talking about the atmosphere.
The vibes are good.
The
as the
vibes
kids would
are
say.
good.
Are we too old to
What?
say
Are
that?
we vibing?
I think
Are we
are.
vibing
We are.
right now?
We are.
Are we cool?
Yeah, we're owning it.
Okay.
We're owning it. Yeah, it's all good. I really feel like the various participants are putting on that extra effort. I know that we did that at Georgia Southern, but so many of these groups,
Yes.
they're just more and a little bit more amped up than normal. And we are so thrilled for the weather that's
Yes.
It's just like the perfect storm in the good way of that word, right? It's a storm of joy.
Storm of joy. I like that. I like that.
That looks like a fun ride too.
More hillbillies, more Ailey hillbillies walking the street. And this group is from Hinesville.
Yes, we have Ailey's from many, many places, and of course they're all so welcome.
I think there's a big contingent of people that don't realize there's a parade still going on because they're in the route.
They are in the route. They are in the route.
They are in the route.
We see some members of the 15th Air Support Air Force operation out of Fort Stewart. They are currently deployed in Ukraine. We just saw a small group a few seconds ago.
And I think everybody in these parts knows that Savannah is such an important staging area for foreign deployment by our services.
Yes.
So if you're in Savannah, that's part of the element of service that I think it's just worth emphasizing that so many of our folks are going there from Savannah.
And we're going to take it to the streets again with Patty Turner. Patty, who do you have?
Okay, hey everybody, it's a little noisy because it's time for their display. We got Cliff White, Rod Cooch from Zeros and Veterans Carriers. All right, guys, so it's now your turn. Tell us what we're seeing here.
So you're seeing the Zeros mobile, baby. It's the baddest Hummer ever built. And you're seeing the prettiest truck coming through the parade right here with a 389 Peterbilt with veteran carriers. We just want to thank everybody for coming out to the parade, supporting Zeros and WSAV and the 200th running of the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Patty.
All right.
That is quite the Hummer.
It is, right? Okay, we see the veteran carriers right here,
There we go.
honking their horn, getting some side fives there.
People just went bigger this year. You know, people had floats that have never had floats before. People who did have floats made them more elaborate. People really answered the call to make this feel like a very, very special gathering.
Well, you have to go all out when it's the 200,
I mean,
right?
you
have to do something extraordinary.
Yes, we might say 200%, right?
200%.
Now, there may be someone in the crowd today who will be around for the 300th, but it probably won't be us.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
certainly not me.
That's wishful thinking, though. Wishful thinking. And you know, I see a lot of people have chosen bubbles over beads this year.
Right.
There's a theme with the bubbles.
I like it. It's festive.
It is festive.
And some of these folks you're seeing here have been staging for hours and hours. I was walking into our area here about 7:30 in the morning, and this is kind of usually stay downtown for this event. And it was just more people out earlier this year. It was just crazy how people were eager and probably anxious to get their typical spot or a good spot because they knew that the crowd was going to be out today.
And if it looks like this here, imagine what it looks like closer to River Street in downtown.
Oh, I bet Broughton is crazy, honestly. Broughton is one of the, well, you'll find out next year, Kim, when you ride the float.
Hopefully I'll
Broughton
be on
is
the
a
float,
big,
right? Are
yeah.
we petitioning for that?
I think we should. I think you've earned it.
I think that I want to be able to wave to everyone.
I have ridden in the parade, and it's a different perspective.
Yes,
for
it
sure.
is.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a chance to see faces up close.
And here we go.
Is that Brantley County High School that we just saw?
Got another Ailey entry here that we're looking at in the foreground. Where do they keep all these vehicles? I mean, that's what I want to know.
Not in their home garages, that's for sure.
Well, you know when this song comes on, you have to automatically start moving, right? This is the wobble. Yeah, you should see us right now sitting in our chairs. That's like a thing. It's just our bodies are programmed to move.
Jessup's got the moves, all right, and the good soundtrack.
Yes, they do. The local 508. Oh, he's wobbling.
Hey.
Yeah.
And we cut away from that now.
No.
Too hot for TV, I guess.
There should be no wobble slander here, okay? Well, while we get our wobble on, we're going to take another break. We'll be right back after this.
Oh, I like those shorts. That's nice.
You're watching the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade on WSAV. Sponsored by Zero's Hard Beverages and by Clearway Fiber.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the 200th anniversary of the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade. What do we have here, Kim?
You know, I have no idea.
That was unfair of me, because I really didn't know either. I'm like, you know what? I just know you're in general more knowledgeable than me. So I thought, well.
So let's ask Professor Keeley. Oh, these are the mosquito
there
hunters.
We go. Thank you for the boot.
The mosquito hunters are here. And that's a good thing that we have not seen a gnat or mosquito yet, at least where we are.
There's a little breeze.
And so Alexis is on the streets, and she is talking to one of the adjuncts. Alexis, hey.
We're with Ellis Cook right now. You are staff adjunct, and I just wanted you to tell us how the parade is going from your perspective.
Oh, it's going great. Not too many gaps. It's going really good. One of the best parades ever.
I was going to say this one really feels a little bit bigger than some of the other ones I've been to.
Over 300 units.
Fantastic. You guys have done a great job. We want to thank you so much. And would you like to say Happy St. Patrick's Day to our viewers?
Aaron Go Brah.
That's right, buddy. You guys have a great parade. Happy St. Pat's.
And really, that's the muscle behind this parade.
The
you know?
Yes.
Oh, my
yes.
goodness.
Yeah, we can't say enough good things about them. That is the hard craft of keeping it going.
Yes.
And what a team. And of course, people in that adjutant corps, they're planning really 12 months for each parade. I love their white jackets and their golf carts, and that's just a whole culture all unto itself. So absolutely fantastic.
And if you're in the parade and you see one of those white jackets, you know to keep it moving, because they do not like you to stop.
Right.
Keep it flowing.
They need to keep things on task.
And I will say one thing about them, that from my personal experience as we're helping our Irish visitors to navigate the parade, if I were wearing one of those white jackets, I think I would get a little testy. But if those guys are feeling that, they're not showing it.
Yes.
I mean, they are.
Big smiles.
Yeah, because imagine the weight of this. You know, they know they didn't want to screw up this year. Not that they ever screw up, but I'm just saying the pressure was on this year because all eyes are on this anniversary.
Yeah, but they're polite, they're efficient. If you ask them something, they don't say, "Oh, I'll get to it." They actually get to it, and no, it's a remarkable culture that they have, and of course they're honoring their own fathers and grandfathers who were adjutants before them. It's a proud family tradition, and yeah, they're not going to drop the ball, and they certainly don't.
And we appreciate their hard work. Right now, we're taking a look at Battery Creek High School, the Dolphin Pride Marching Band out of Beaufort, South Carolina. You know, back in 2019, they took part in the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade, and now they are here in Savannah to enjoy, as we see one of the Shriners on a camel, no less, right?
What is going on?
What is happening here? What are we seeing?
What?
So I'm wondering, did they get this green wrap just for this parade? Because I believe their colors are what? Black
Gold and black,
gold?
yeah, I think so. Nice festive touch.
Yes. We have the bands here. We have their Blue Velvet Dancers, the Blue Diamond Flag Troop. In 2019-2023, they were also selected for the Chicago Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Okay, this, I'm guessing, is Jalapenos.
Yes. Right?
Lovely restaurant.
Yes.
Locations downtown, Whitmarsh Island.
Nice Mexican vibe.
Yeah. They're kind of crossing cultures here. They got the rainbow.
Lots of good things going on. You know, we talked earlier on about the Irish Jasper Greens, and of course we have a Mexican name for one of our squares in Savannah, Monterey Square. And how that came about is during the American-Mexican War, the city of Savannah was asked to send one of our militias. And they literally put names in a hat, and all the city militias volunteered. And the name that was pulled out was the Irish Jasper Green. So they went to Mexico, they fought in the Battle of Monterrey, and when they came back to Savannah, Georgia, what is now Monterey Square was being named. And so they wanted to honor those Irish Savannahans who had fought for the United States in that important conflict. And so they called the square Monterey Square. So even when it's not on the face of it a very Irish place, it's an Irish place.
Wow.
So there you go. We, with our students, we like to actually do a little walk beginning at Monterey Square and going down to the river, just in a straight line, no deviation. And we stop, you know, really every 100 yards because there's something important about the Irish story of those various
Well, and I
locations.
don't know how many people, I don't know about y'all, that is one of the, that's along Bowl Street. So from Monterey Square to the river, and I make all our out-of-towners do it, in my opinion, it is one of the most beautiful walks in America. You have to walk it, because otherwise you miss stuff. But it is, the scenery is unmatched. It doesn't look like anywhere else in our country.
And, you know, right now I want to make a public plea to have us have Professor Keeley back every year.
That's right.
He
You
is
guys are
officially,
too kind.
He is officially
You're too
signed
kind.
on to do this with us. So we are
right.
going to make you keep your word.
We're putting it into the universe.
We're putting it out there. We're putting it out there. We're making it happen.
You all are too kind. You know, it is fun to learn about the Irish story in Savannah, and it's complex, it's fascinating, and it's important. It's important. And a program that we have begun earlier, I mentioned the African American Irish Diaspora Network. We at the university and that organization and some other partners in the city have come together, and we have begun a project called Savannah Irish Neighborhoods, and it's looking at Yamacraw and Frogtown and Old Fort, but those neighborhoods were dominated by Irish and African Americans, with some Germans and some Jewish residents also, and we want to try to tell that story more deeply. I was talking last night with a great friend of mine, Chatham County Commissioner Chester Ellis, and he has the wheels spinning in his mind about helping us to tell that story. He has, of course, all those lived experiences, and he has such great credibility. So we're looking forward. Maybe next year we can talk a little bit about progress on that project. But you know, when we say Irish, it's not just Irish, right? It's Irish in connection with all these other communities and all this depth of lived experience.
And this makes me smile because we were talking about this in the newsroom just the other day about Frogtown and about Yamacraw and about how so many different people lived in those spaces. We had African Americans, we had Irish, we had indigenous people who were there as well.
Absolutely correct. And you know, that story is told to a degree, but especially as those neighborhoods are changing, I think we need to honor the past by making sure that it's not kind of just blanketed over. And
that it doesn't fade away.
No, absolutely. And as we've been talking to folks like Commissioner Ellis, we know that there's a real desire for us all to come together and tell that story. And that's the whole point. I said it perhaps already in this broadcast, but it's that ability and that willingness to link between communities, cross generations. I'm not saying that's unique in Savannah, but it's certainly real in Savannah, and it's super special, and a day like today is just a manifestation of that.
And that also makes us aware of, despite our differences, we have this connection, you know?
Oh,
there's so many connections.
It's so cool, yes.
And I think a lot of people know the overt ways in which we are Irish here, but I think what you're spelling out today is all the not so obvious connections, and that's really so valuable. Well, I have a moment. I just want to also shout out the Coastal Heritage Society, because you speak of Frogtown, and right behind the Georgia State Railroad Museum now, they have 2 of those homes that are restored that you can go in.
Yes.
And that is, you can get a little slice of what life was like on just one block of that former neighborhood.
Yeah, so they're part of that partnership. I'm so glad you mentioned them. Emily Beck, their chief curator, and all the team over there. Yes, I mean, they've done an amazing job they believe that the two houses that are the anchor for that initiative were the last original Frogtown houses.
Wow.
One was an African American home, and the other was an Irish boarding house. And this Savannah Irish Neighborhoods project, that's part of what we're doing. And so yes, Coastal Heritage, wonderful organization.
I think we just saw a shot of one of the smallest band representatives a few moments ago with Battery Creek High School. He had to be like, what, 6 or 7 years old? Playing the drums. We see Chatham County Tax Commissioner Sonia Jackson here in her green, of course.
It's nice to see her in person. We usually only see her name on those mailers that come to our house.
And it is that season, right? It is that time of year.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
I got to get that together, yeah.
Yes.
We have a big crowd right behind us. I wish you could see what's going on behind us
Well,
here.
let me just paint the picture for you. They're actually,
Can you take a picture?
I'm guessing that, well, I want to paint the picture by saying
paint
what's
the picture.
amazing about what's happening is we have young girls that are probably under 14 actually want to be on television.
Yeah,
like they
wanna
actually
be-
know
they
that
wanna be on
television
TV.
still exists.
Right?
Like not on social
They're
media,
not
they
on
want to be
their
on
phones.
actual TV.
That's another thing.
I mean,
I don't
amazing.
see anybody out here on their phones.
That's right. People are living
Which is
there.
You know,
amazing.
I never thought of that, but you are 100% correct.
Yes.
I had no phones. We're connecting in real time.
Yes, we're in the moment. We're enjoying the moment.
Yeah, that's so cool.
All right, we have the Tatnall Shriners.
And we heard the adjutant say that the parade is really keeping together, no really big gaps, and he's absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
that's a
And that's a
feat.
credit to all those involved in that, because that is a tough challenge.
The Alita Hotel, they're walking in this parade. And is that a baby or is that a pet? Oh, that's a baby. That's a baby.
And of course, their general manager has a very Irish name.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Michael
O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
That's out of Central Casting right there.
There's several buildings at my alma mater, the University of St. Thomas up in St. Paul. The O'Shaughnessy's are huge donors. I don't even know how many buildings are named after them. I don't think that, I've already asked him about it. He's not related to them. But it is an unusual and unique name, a pretty name.
Absolutely, and all of us who, as it were, do Irish studies in the United States are very indebted to your alma mater. They, among other things, publish a journal called New Hibernian Review. And
So
if
you've heard of my school?
Oh
my God.
I know
Because it's
people.
more of a regional Catholic school. It's not
Yeah.
really known outside
No.
of the upper Midwest. They're trying now. They're trying.
Well, because they publish this journal. It's one of the most important
Wow.
mouthpieces for Irish studies in the United States, and it has a very big international reputation. So they have a Center for Irish Studies, and
I
as I
didn't
say,
realize that
yeah,
was because that's
Yeah.
why I knew the name Hibernian when I moved to Savannah 8
Yeah.
years ago because
Yeah.
because of my school. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Interesting.
And just mentioning that connection, next year, 2015, Georgia Southern will be hosting the national conference of the American Conference for Irish Studies. So we should have some folks from the Journal, your alma
I'm
mater,
gonna get an
down
alumni
here.
party together.
All
Get it
right,
going,
yeah,
get it going.
yeah. We'll have to find that Jameson float and bring it back.
Yeah, we knew where the Jameson was in St. Paul.
Well, you know, it's cold up there.
That's
Jameson
right.
warms
There
you
was-
up.
There was
So
nothing else to do. Okay?
that's right. That's right.
Right now we're taking a look at the Stampede of Love out of Raleigh, North
Look at this.
Carolina. I
love
love
it.
it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I just want to take them home.
Oh, animal assisted therapy volunteers they are. And they provide healthy interaction with their miniature horses.
And they've, I'm not sure the horses always wear those headdresses, but I sure like to see it today. It's kind of like out of Dr. Seuss
I
a
don't
little
think
bit.
they like them though, you see?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think they
there's
like
a little
them.
pushback.
I don't know what breed of horse that is, but Ireland is famous for a breed called the Connemara pony.
Oh.
And they are a small, hardy breed from the west coast of Ireland, where you need to be hardy. So,
So what makes the West Coast so? It's just the wind off the ocean?
Absolutely. It's just so exposed to the Atlantic Ocean. If you think about it, you know, there's this vast Atlantic Ocean, and where it meets Europe is the west coast of Ireland. So, yeah, lots of wind, a little bit of rain, maybe once a year, maybe a little bit more.
Oh my goodness, that's perfect.
Maybe once a day.
Once a day.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is the perfect time for us to take a break, and we'll be back with WSAV's 200th celebration of Savannah's St. Patrick's Day Parade.
You're watching the Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade on WSAV. Sponsored by Zero's Hard Beverages and by iHeart Dental.
Listen, we are winding through this. We are now at about unit 270 or so, so we have about 30 so more units.
Flooring to 274. Oh gosh, we're nearing the end.
We're nearing the end. More than 300 entries in today's parade, and it has been a fabulous parade.
So good.
So good. The weather is perfect. The crowd, oh my goodness, so many people here, and just the vibe of this, you know, this year's parade, the 200th anniversary. I mean, folks are having fun.
People understood the assignment.
They did understand the assignment.
We needed you to go big or go home, and they went big.
Yeah, they didn't want to go home. Yeah, they're not home. They're
I don't think anybody's going to go home today.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be out in these streets all day.
Well, except for me. After this, I'm taking a nap.
Okay,
right?
well, I'm sure somebody actually there's an inflatable sofa in Lafayette Square over here. Yes, I was talking with this family earlier today. They were the ones kind of giving me the hot tips about, you know, the bustle that was kind of extra this year. Yeah, they had an inflatable couch that someone from code enforcement actually came up and said, "You can't bring a couch down here, ma'am."
Yikes.
And she said, "Sir, it's inflatable."
It's inflatable. I can take it down. I can take it down. Now, we just saw Hit Labs, and I think Joycelyn Dingle mentioned this group because they created a St. Patrick's Day song, and I think that may be what they're playing right now during the parade. We can't hear them up here, but they look like they're having a good time.
He's the hype man.
He's the hype man. Everything green. And we do see the folks who have that for humanity as well, doing so much good. Building homes and working with families here in the area. There's Hit flat music. Okay, they're doing the wave. They're bringing the wave back. Is that the wave?
I think that's...
What is that? Was that the wave?
Oh, yeah, that's Eric Samples, their leader. To the left there. Right there. Left of the screen, there's Eric. He's the executive director.
Yes.
Newer to our area, but from the Brunswick area, so we're happy to have him up here doing so much good work with Coastal Habitat for Humanity.
They're building communities and hope with affordable housing.
And this is also sort of that kind of the parade where the book just becomes, you know, kind of crazy. Like we don't know. Trees are.
Where are we?
Are we still in order? We may be, we may not. This could be the Savannah Shamrocks coming up here. Oh, they're at the Restore. Okay, so we're still in Habitat for Humanity.
We're still in Habitat with the Restore, which is located right there off of MLK.
Yep.
In that shopping
Beautiful
center.
building. You can get a bargain in there.
Oh, yes, you can.
Just go on in and get one.
Donations
what a nice
create
display.
gold. Oh, I think this is Goodwill Industries of Southeast Georgia.
Yeah, it is. How nice. So many creative floats this year. I hope people can keep that up next year.
I'm sure they will. And you know what the good thing about this year is like, okay, the 200th. So what can I do next year to top this year?
One up yourself.
One up yourself. Or one up your neighbor, you know? I think that's more fun, right?
In a good way, yes.
Friendly competition is good. It brings out the best in everyone. And your donations for Goodwill, they actually do change lives in so many ways. So now we are taking a look at the Savannah Elks Lodge 183.
Listed as the Protective Order of the Elks in our book here.
And the Savannah Shamrocks, we can't forget about them, the rugby club. And rugby is a big thing here now in Savannah. Now, right? And these are local men and women in this rugby club. They have hosted their 45th annual St. Patrick's Day tournament this year. They have 80 rugby teams from around the world coming to the hostess city. And happy St. Patrick's Day from Savannah State University as well, the first public historically black college or university in the state of Georgia. The first degree in 1898, and as they like to say, you can get anywhere from here.
And how lucky they are to be out there in their location. It's such a beautiful campus right on the marsh.
Yes.
This looks dangerous.
Yeah, they pulled him up by the shorts. that wasn't a good thing. That wasn't a good thing.
At least the shorts stayed on, Kim, okay?
Yeah, but he has a major wedgie.
Yeah, he sure does. He sure does. Oh, man. Those rugby guys, you know? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? There they are, Savannah State University. Welcome to the Tiger's Den.
Same color as the Johnson Adams Smashers.
They want to go.
There's a lot of Savannah State faculty living in that neighborhood, a lot of their children. Including the producer of this broadcast, Tarsha Bush.
She went to South Sea Johnson High School, and so did my younger brother, Vincent. And you know, my first experience with college, although I went to Georgia Southern, back then it was Georgia Southern College, but my first experience with a college campus was on the Upward Bound program at Savannah State. It got me acclimated, you know, to the college experience, and I was able to move from high school to Georgia Southern.
When you say it really I think you've talked about how it really let you see yourself in that college environment, which is so important.
Yes.
Such deep tradition at Savannah State. So much to be proud of.
Oh, make it green with Vereen's.
That's right.
Vereen's turf products.
They're out of Myrtle Beach. Started in 1962 by Frankie Vereen, family name. Fertilizer, insecticide, herbicide, fungicide, all the sides.
All the sides.
And of course, golf course supplies, right?
Yeah,
so
right. We like that around here.
We love that around here.
We need that around here.
Yes, yes, and golf, such a huge part of the Irish scene as well. And of course, the famous links golf courses in Ireland along the coast.
As we're watching the final 25 entries in the parade here, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to wrap things up for you right after this. Stick around.
Welcome back. You're watching the WSAV Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade, sponsored by Zeros.
And welcome back as we continue to enjoy Savannah's 200th anniversary celebration of the first St. Patrick's Day Parade. We have Professor Keeley here from Georgia Southern University. We were talking during the break because my mom watches every single year, every single parade, and she sent me a text message about how much she really enjoys having you and learning so much from your insight, and we appreciate having you here.
Oh, you're so sweet. It's really a privilege to be with you all and watching the parade and sharing it out from the streets here to the larger public. We're watching the float go by here with lots of purple, and you know I have a little bit I have a little bit of a soft spot for purple because
so do I.
It's one of the colors we know about, those Irish colors. County Wexford is purple and gold. So yes. So we tell our students when they're coming to our campus in Ireland, you've got to pack loads and loads of Georgia Southern blue.
Yes.
But also
purple
you can bring some purple and gold.
And why don't you talk a little more about that program, because it's relatively new, right?
Yes. So we actually pressed go in late 2019, and then a little thing called COVID happened.
Yeah.
So we were sort of out of pocket for 2 years, but we are gradually building forward. So we've had about 300 Georgia Southern students in Ireland in our beautiful campus in the town of Wexford. And this year is an exciting one for us because we are going to start our effort to go year-round. Actually, this day of next week, we will have students from our Honors College and also from our College of Public Health, and they will be coming in the spring.
and you're talking about an actual physical presence, but we're going to continue this conversation. But at 2 o'clock, we're going to switch from our parade coverage here on WSAV to our website, WSAV.com. We're going to be streaming live.
Yeah, the parade has gone longer than our allotted time on TV, but stay with us. Go to the website or our mobile app right now. We want to thank you so much for joining us for WSAV's special coverage of the 200th anniversary of the very first St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Savannah. It's been our pleasure to have you here, so hopefully you're able to switch over to the website. I think there probably are about a handful of entries left, so if you want to see
10,
the
12
parade
or so
in its entirety, just go to WSAV.com or our mobile app right now. Thank you so much for joining us.
We will see you next year. It's been a blast. This group, I love them. Let's see. No, it's the Staying Alive crew from Marietta, Georgia.
Love this. I don't think we've seen them in our parade before.
No,
they got moves for days.
They have moves. This is a nonprofit dance crew whose mission is to inspire a passion for life through dance and staying alive. I can get with this.
And I love the placement of this because people probably at this point in the parade, they need a little pep.
Yeah,
need a little excitement and flash. We got it.
Yeah, and they're telling you, stay alive, keep going, keep it going.
Yeah, they're stamina personified.
Well, look, to do all this, to be choreographed and to smile and to, walk all of these blocks in this parade.
Well, and let's talk about this. So the call time for the staging area is 8 a.m. because they want you lined up, and so it's now 2 p.m. So everybody that you're seeing here has been in the staging area because this is only 4 blocks into the parade, basically. 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
6 maybe.
And they still have a ways to go.
They're in the infancy of their journey.
But we're not telling them that.
Yeah.
We're not. No, nobody's
they
going to
don't know
tell
that.
them
They don't know that.
Yeah,
they're not from here.
That's what I'm going to say. They're not from Savannah. They're from Marietta. But they're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to feel the love.
They're getting their steps in today.
Well, they get that energy. This adrenaline is just because of the crowd, the environment. Everybody's cheering you on. The streets are jam-packed. I mean, it's just this wonderful feeling that you get when you're here.
But how lucky are the folks here at Lafayette Square, too, because they do kind of get treated to the beginning of the parade.
Yes.
So can you imagine the folks, because people have been on Broad since 8 a.m. this morning just holding their spot.
Yeah.
So, man, the commitment is admirable.
Earlier we saw, and I have to give them a shout out, Royal Restrooms. They were the people in the purple. Because, we have, right here in our little portion of the square, our very own private Royal Restrooms.
For the first time ever. It's a milestone for us.
You don't know how much we appreciate this.
I had to run into the old BC school over here.
Yes.
Right.
For years.
It's great for years.
And I think one year we even walked down to what's the hotel?
Yes.
We walked down to the hotel.
Close.
It's not close at all.
It's not far, but it's not close.
I mean, of course they have the public porta potties, but we're
we don't
here
have
on
time
air.
to wait in line.
We don't have time for that. And we love these because they're nice and,
That's why I said yes this year. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was a rider in the contract.
That's what I would ask for. You're smart. Smart man.
All right, coming up, one of the most important elements of the parade, Chatham Emergency Services.
Yes.
This aerial shot here. The formation.
There they are, Chatham EMS. And we appreciate what they do each and every day.
Certainly do.
Our health students who are going to Ireland next week, one of the activities we have scheduled for them is to talk to Wexford EMS and understand how that element of health provision works in Ireland.
So what is the travel plan for that? Do they fly directly into somewhere else, or can they fly directly into County Wexford?
So they're going to fly from Savannah to New York.
New York, okay.
And then they'll fly from New York to Dublin. And then it's going to be about a little less than about an hour and a half down to Wexford.
So planes, trains, and automobiles?
A little bit of, yes,
Okay.
a little bit of all of the above. A little bit of all of the above.
Taking some scenery.
Yes, although when they land in Dublin Airport and they get on the bus to Wexford, we've kind of lost them at that point.
Yeah.
They're so exhausted, so they kind of wake up a little bit later. I used to do a little kind of commentary on the bus, but I don't do that anymore because...
Oh, so you're going along?
I'm going along.
Okay, great.
So, yeah, I'm just talking to an audience of one at that point. You know, one of the very cool things is that for many of our students, it's their first time to get a passport.
Yeah.
For a smaller number, it's their very first time to be on an airplane. So if you can imagine the impact of our university's investment in this Ireland campus.
You're opening worlds for people.
Yes,
You're
you
really
are.
opening their minds to a whole different scenario.
And you know, my first airplane flight was at Georgia Southern. The late Dr. Patty Pace, I was on this this team called the forensics team, and it had nothing to do with medicine, but everything to do with acting.
Yes,
we would
right.
travel around the country, and we would act, do these one-person kind of plays. I used to, yes. Yeah, you know, my mom says I used to act up, but no, it was just all drama. It was all drama for me. We're taking a look now at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce out of Fort Wentworth. We appreciate them being in the parade. Oh, look at this beautiful flag.
They've been getting much bigger in recent years, and they have a lot of events, getting the word about the programs that they have.
Supporting the leadership and development of Hispanic business in our community.
And one of our honors students who's flying to Ireland next week is a native of Honduras. And I see a Honduran flag on that large banner. And that's extremely cool to have not just US students, but also we have a Honduran student and a student from Barbados in our group.
Wonderful.
So it's going to be an even more international experience.
Well, they're having a good time. And you know, when we talk about the Metropolitan Savannah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we can't forget about our good friend, Alfonso Ribo, who is the executive director of this organization, doing a wonderful job bringing communities together. Once this parade is over, which will be in just a few moments, it doesn't end here. I mean, it does for us. I mean, I think it does for us. I think I speak for everyone when I say it ends here for us.
Yes.
But for a lot of these folks, they're headed downtown. They're headed to River Street.
Right.
Tomorrow on Hilton Head Island, they have their parade.
2 p.m. on WSAV CW.
And you'll be in that parade.
I'm going to be riding in that parade in some form. My kids love that one because, you know, for some reason they've made it a tradition to throw out a bunch of candy at that one.
I love that parade.
They just come home with more candy than Halloween.
When I did it, I like to walk because you actually get to see people shake hands.
And it's easy.
And it's
1 mile
easy.
down Pope Avenue, right in the center of Coligny there. You start.
It.
And all of those restaurants along there will have parking lot parties with bands and libations and all. It's a really nice. Our friend Monty Jett from the radio is the Grand Marshal this year.
Oh, yay.
So
Congratulations.
we're excited for him.
And of course, Andrew Davis is a big part of that parade.
Yes, he's going to be hosting it for us, even though he no longer technically works for us. Once you're in the
But he's still
WSAV
here.
Mafia, you can't get out.
No,
right?
not
So
right? What does it take to get out?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe move to Wexford.
Well, you know, because he still does football with us, and he still does the
right.
parade, so he's still very much a part of our family here. Oh, the Ghost Pirates. The Ghost Pirates are in this year's.
So much enthusiasm for this. I mean, hockey in Savannah.
Have you
I'm
been to a
amazed.
game yet?
Well, I have not been to one because I'm from Minnesota, where we just lived and breathed hockey, so I don't feel like I need to, but I really want to go.
It is so much fun. I had no idea. We went to one of their games last year, my husband and I did, and we had a fantastic
it's a fun
time.
sport.
It is a fun sport. And who knew that, like, the umps get booed as soon as they walk.
Yes, 100%.
As soon as they get out in the
But and a great venue. Like the End Market Arena is not too
yes.
big, it's not too small, it's kind of just, it's like a Goldilocks arena, you know?
Yes. So the Ghost Pirates have made historical records in the ECHL with the most season ticket holders and merchandise sold. I can believe
See, how about that? Savannah supporting. And look at the calf muscles on these gentlemen.
Yeah.
The thighs. You know, you can tell a hockey player by the thighs.
You can. You can.
So we have had a delegation from Wexford and another from Limerick, and both of them, as part of their visit to Savannah, they went to ice hockey game.
Oh, how nice.
They got to actually do the puck at the beginning.
Oh, they got to drop the puck in the middle. Oh,
yeah. So they're converts. So I think they're going to go back to Ireland and advocate for an ice hockey arena in Limerick and an ice hockey arena in Wexford. So we'll see how that goes.
Listen, if we can have an arena here for ice hockey.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I said to them. If we're doing ice in Savannah, we're doing ice in Ireland.
Yes. Davy Jones is the mascot. Well, Davy is the mascot, but we know about Davy Jones's locker,
yes,
right?
Appropriate. Oh, we've got a pirate duel going on here, too.
Okay.
A duel, live duel. Now, this might be the folks from Ken Nugent.
I think so.
Their offices in Savannah are right on Bull Street, a couple blocks from where we're sitting.
They say one goal, that's all. They've been celebrating 30 years in Savannah.
You know, I was at the Heritage Golf Tournament last year, as we do every year, and Ken was there, and people were just constantly going, one goal, that's all. I bet he's regretting that slogan so much. Actually, probably not. I think it's a successful one.
I think any slogan that sticks is a good slogan.
Exactly.
That's right. Marketing genius.
We see the people from Atlantic Waste Services right now. They've been in the Savannah area for decades. Right ahead of them, Ken Nugent, his float. But is Ken on the float?
I don't see Ken, but I believe his daughter works here out of the Savannah office, so it's still very much a family affair. I don't necessarily see her either, but you know, everybody's dressed the same. How am I supposed to tell? You know?
So Kroger's now Howery.
Nice shot of the Andrew Lohan.
We are nearing the end, everybody.
Yes, we
we're
are.
at. Well, it says we're looking to look forward to the Johnson Atom Smashers band, but I don't hear a band yet.
I don't hear the band either. Oh, I see them.
I see
right
them.
ahead
There
of
they are.
Chatham Area Transit. Yes.
Okay.
The mighty Atom Smashers of Johnson High School, the Symphony of Saul, as in Saul C. Johnson. Kenyatta Tucker is the band director there, and I know that because Kenyatta is Marcus's nephew. Which I'm told that those are not the Atom Smashers in front of Cat. Oh, okay, so, but I thought we just saw the Atom Smashers from afar. They're somewhere here in the parade because we have an entry for them. No, we see the Divas. See, we have our producer in our ear, Tarsha Bush, who's a graduate of Johnson High School. We see the Divas, but we saw in our program that Johnson was supposed to be in the parade, but I guess they're not. So we'll talk about the Divas, but shout out to Johnson High School, right?
Always shouting them out.
Well, my brother went to Johnson as well. In my household, I think you've heard this story before. I went to Jenkins. My younger brother went to Johnson. My older brother went to Beach. And so
you're trying out all the schools.
Can you imagine what it was like during football season?
Rivalry.
Right, yeah. My sister and I both went to Jenkins, and we were cheerleaders, and my brothers played sports for their teams. So
the classic house divided.
Exactly, right?
Yes, obviously those aren't Atom Smasher colors.
No, not Atom Smashers, no. Not at all.
But the Divas have some friends, because I don't remember there being a band associated with them. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, hey Divas.
Okay, great.
And they're from Hancock County.
Okay, that's why. I'm thinking of, we had a group with a similar name at the MLK parade that did this year.
And welcome to Savannah.
So that is entry 303. There are only 309 entries in this year's parade. So we are nearing the end.
Yes, it ends with the street sweepers and this Vipers, but right before then, it officially ends with the adjutant staff.
Right. I'm going to log on to the WSAV weather app to see how we're doing here. It definitely feels a little warmer than we started this broadcast several hours ago. What is 79 degrees?
You two had to come out of your jackets.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Yes, this is a makeover show. We are changing. I show it doesn't help that there's probably 10,000 people in this square right now. You know?
A little body heat.
A lot of body heat.
I'm looking around because there was a young man in the crowd. He looked about 17, and he put his hands up to his ear like, call me. And I'm like, who are you talking to?
He's looking at you.
I'm looking back like, sir, I'm old enough to be your grandmother.
It must be your beautiful voice. So. It's captivated him.
My youthful voice.
Yeah, it might have been that discussion about your dramatic career. All right, here's the wheels of Chatham County. Catch a Cat, and nice to have them as part of the Parade Chatham area transit.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And a reminder, there will be shuttles throughout the day. A lot of shuttles, even shuttles from Cooler, from the Tanger Outlets to Savannah, from Richmond Hill, from the islands.
Get away.
Everywhere. And I think for CAT, the shuttle is $5 each way on the shuttle. That sounds about right.
We know that regular routes are kind of not a thing today, so just be aware of that.
Is that Ariel Johnson there in the parade holding her pom-poms? Do you see her? There's Ariel. She used to work at WSAV. Now she's a member of the CAT team. We get our news releases from her all the time.
She was the producer on News 3 Today.
Yes, she was. She likes to tell people that we're friends, but just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, we were sad to lose her. Cats, our loss is Cats' game.
Yes, it is. Oh, and they are creating greener solutions with battery-powered buses at CAT.
Greener solutions is really a big theme of what Georgia Southern is doing in Ireland. We have a partnership with the major research university in the region where we're headquartered, Southeast Technological University, Ireland. Their president is here to enjoy St. Patrick's Day Parade, but we have some very significant research initiatives, and the theme that's joining all of them is sustainability.
Yes.
Sustainability in science, but also sustainability in social justice. That means that we're not just concerned about the green future in terms of industry, but how does that actually impact human beings living in communities, especially coastal communities?
Yes.
So I think it's very exciting to be part of that transatlantic community. We're sharing knowledge, what's going on here in Savannah, what's going on in coastal areas in Ireland. We're swapping notes. We're making joint grant applications. Some of the most exciting work that's coming out of Georgia Southern's footprint in Ireland.
Now we're taking a look at the Washington, D.C. Fire Department, their pipes and drums unit.
So happy to have them here, marching 40 strong. Retired firemen.
Yes, they were founded following 9/11, one of the largest in the country.
These may be the last bagpipes we'll hear today, folks. I mean, at least during a parade.
I think so, right? Yeah, we might see some under
some spontaneous Caleb Harper Road performance, maybe.
Looking really smart.
One thing they're missing, kisses. What happened to the red lipstick?
Maybe the lipstick ran out.
Maybe.
You know, we're 4 hours in.
We are. They needed the time to reapply.
We needed a Maybelline station somewhere. Here we have St. Patrick's Day Parade Adjutant Mike Kenny.
And George Schwartz also on that vehicle. And yes, these are the guys that we said earlier.
Yes.
Without whom this does not happen.
The muscle behind this whole operation.
That's right.
In a nice way.
In a nice way. Yeah, they do the lion's share of this work, and it is like a tremendous undertaking.
Right.
People have no idea.
Right. And it's also a badge of honor to be an agent when your other members of your family were, and
Yes.
it's something they hope to pass down to their sons.
So if we're giving out grades for parades, today, what do you give it?
And this is the only second one I've seen, actually, because I'm usually on a float. But I would have to say, man, that was an A+.
It was an A+.
Yeah.
I think an A+ as well.
People brought it.
Yeah. My grade is, this is, we'll do it out of 10, right?
And you're a professor. So
okay,
wait a
so I'm
minute.
going to
Okay.
grade. I'm going to grade. And because it's the 200th, it has to be 200 out of 10, right?
There we go.
Oh, great job.
Now you're bringing
Great job.
fractions into this?
just the
We
right.
had to do math.
We've been on
Just
the
the
air
right
too
kind.
long for
We don't
fractions,
want
okay?
math. We don't want math.
Yeah. You know, I'm terrible at math. My son, I don't know where he got it from, but he studied math at Georgia Tech. So what my wife and I say, where did that gene come from? But we'll go with 200 out of 10 because it sounds perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
it really does.
perfect day. I want to shout out Kate Blair from Brightside Child and Family Advocacy. She just passed by.
Oh, did
She's
she?
here.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
she just gave us a big wave.
She's enjoying the day.
Oh, she's
She
enjoying
does so
the
much
day.
good work. If anybody deserves a day off,
It's Kate.
Kate Blair.
Right? But she's probably
Yes.
still working. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
she's
I
making
know,
those
I know.
connections.
Yes, they do so much for our foster kids in the court system. It's just it's an amazing, amazing organization.
Okay, now we see the ZZ Street Sweeper, so you know what time it is.
This is it.
You ain't
It's
got to
our
go
swan
home, but
song.
you know what?
Yeah, you can't stay here.
You can't stay here. So right now, we're going to toss to Patty and Alexis. Ladies.
You going? It's on? All right. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to choose. They were all pretty fantastic, but I think the pipe and drum bands are where I'm
I
gonna lean.
love those. I love all the music. I know you and I were getting out there and
Yeah,
dancing
we
quite a
did.
bit, Alexis, but my favorite moment, one of my special moments every year, is when the Georgia Southern display comes down and then Steve Hine with Freedom. I love that. That's such a special moment to
That
me in
was
the parade.
special and awesome.
And look, having our WSAV team
And a
here with
WSAV
us.
team. Thank you guys for doing everything.
It was an awesome time.
We
This
have-
was my first time doing this. Unbelievable.
What did you think?
Unbelievable. That's all I can say. I was mind blown by just how many people were just out.
We had so much fun doing it once, we had to go back and try it again.
Yeah.
And next year you'll be back again.
100%.
All right,
100%.
Let's tell everybody what they should do today.
Get outside.
All right.
Get outside.
Yes, and hydrate too.
And wear green.
Yes.
And wear green. Yeah, there you go.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. you
Yes,
guys.
happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St.
All right,
Patrick's
thank you all
Day.
so much. Okay, we're doing favorites.
We're
Do you
doing
wanna
favorites.
Go first,
Okay,
Kim?
you know, since Patty stole our favorite
sure
because we
did.
actually went to Georgia Southern,
did.
Patty Turner, who went to University of Georgia. You know, we wanted to say Georgia Southern and Steve Hine, but for me, my favorite is always, I bring this up every year, the Ailey Temple Shriners, in particular, the belly dancer. I love the belly.
I mean, it's a fan favorite.
It's a
for
fan
sure.
favorite,
Yeah.
it is.
Dr. Keeley, what about you?
My favorite was St. Joseph's Hospital because I just have a soft spot in my heart for that story and those Irish nuns, and they were the winner for me.
The Sisters of Mercy.
Yes.
That's we're seeing it there. There's the CEO right there, Mr. Hinchy, doing so much good work and expanding actually a lot in our outer communities
Really,
as well.
and Pooler
Yeah,
as well.
Right, yes.
Okay, so Ben Singer, what do you say?
Okay, I'm going to go with the Hyundai float this year. So, you know, they've been making a lot of efforts to really make inroads in this community and invest here locally. And this is their float right here. I was talking to the folks with Hyundai about this a couple weeks ago, and I was like, can you give us a teaser? And they go, no, it's going to be really special. We can't give it away before we get there. But they've represented a lot of Savannah things on this float.
Is that the fountain?
Of course, their goal. We've got the Forsyth Fountain, and wait till you go here. They have LED displays, of course, powered by electricity.
Yeah.
So this is a nod to the sustainability achievements that they're hoping for in this area and bringing that sort of environmental consciousness with what they're doing with their brand kind of identity in this region. And really, you know, obviously a South Korean company, but really trying to be a local ambassador for what we value around here and really kind of change the culture around here as well, which we know this historic investment is going to make a lot of changes.
It will make a lot of changes and making a lot of connections as well. Now, I know that we only got one choice, but I think we can all agree that seeing our military in such a tremendous number here in our parade and seeing people just, you know, stand up and applaud them for the work that they do and for their service. We love seeing our military.
Was it the third ID that was the largest with 650?
Oh,
probably?
I think it was the third ID.
It was,
but we had so many other units in today's parade, and the folks from the Navy, of course, it's Navy Week in Savannah. So, you know, the 200th, we had to do it big, and we delivered this year.
Yeah, hopefully we gave you a little taste of what you can expect from St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. We were so happy to be able to bring you this really special coverage to mark this really special anniversary. We want to thank you so much for joining us.
And, you know, before we go, we want to thank Professor Keeley as well.
Who will now be on this broadcast every year for the next 100
from here on
years.
out. Lindy Brandon, of course, the people behind the scenes as well. Our producer, Tarsha Bush, director.
There are
we don't
dozens
want to call
of
names.
people. Well, we
So
might,
many.
At this hour, we don't remember any names.
Tim
but
O'Connor, the whole production staff. Oh, and our digital team as well, whose fingers have not stopped working this entire time behind the scenes.
So this is a 5 a.m. crew call the last 3 days to set all of this up and to bring all of this to you. We want you to know that this is so important to us because we know it's important to you. So we're blessed to be able to bring this coverage to you.
We appreciate you so much, and we're going to go out with a beautiful scene of our entire city, a drone shot, compliments of photojournalist Jensen Bland, who is sitting in front of us. So many hands make light work. We appreciate you each and every year.
There is the Lafayette Square view. We're about to see the Cathedral Basilica of St. John Paul the Baptist. This is St. Patrick's Day in Savannah. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for celebrating with us.
See you next year.
Aaron Gobreau.
Perfect.